All right, welcome to the People's Fantasy Football Podcast. This is our DFS short show, our daily lineup show. We're going to be giving you our DraftKings lineups and kind of who we think is going to be the ideal lineups for the week. Joseph already has his in the background.
Who could it be?
But anyways, I'm Doug Vi here again with Mike Rossi. Joey G Money Janolfi's back. He's been on a little hiatus. And we got Andrew Carganese as well.
Didn't we ask him to never do that again?
I think that makes him want to do it more. Yeah, he's just.
Yeah, seriously. All right.
Joe, I love it. Just keep doing it.
I like it too. We need a clown.
Definitely getting us viewers.
Is it out of hate or love?
Love. All love. All love here. All right. So first off, I want to go over how we did last week. So Mike, you do a weekly DraftKings lineup that 15 of us are in. Let's kind of go over how we all did in that one. Andy, you were fifth. So you did the best out of all of us, actually. I was seventh.
If you're not first, you're last, Doug.
Exactly. Well, in this especially. I was seventh.
How would I said that, Bobby?
Mike was ninth and Joe 11th. So we got to do a little better. We got to pick it up a little bit.
Yeah, but it is
people.
That league. It's only first place wins money. It's winner take all. So Andy's not lying when if you're not first, you're last.
Boomer
Yeah,
bust.
no, 100%. I just wanted to kind of show that we didn't do too hot, but
we're not great.
We'll do better. Andy, I mean, you put up 136. You were close. You were close to the. I think it was something like 160 that got it, and that's usually the case. I think. Don't you think, Mike? In that league.
Yeah, and when it's only 15 people like that, but the lineups we're given today, I think we're doing it for like the higher end, multi-million dollar, cash prizes, right? Because not saying we're going to win those, but you need like 210, 215, even more than that to win those types of lineups.
100%, yeah. And I put this lineup in both of them, anyways. Just to kind of see how it goes.
Same.
All right, so let's get right to it. Let's jump into it. Mike, who's your quarterback this week?
I'm going with the gunslinger himself. I paid up. I'm taking Josh Allen, 7,900.
All right. Joe, who's yours?
Happy to hear it.
I'm going with who I think could have a bounce back week, and I'm going Justin Fields at 7,600.
Andy?
I'm saving a little bit of money on quarterback. I'm going Anthony Richardson at Houston, 6,300. I like it.
Oh boy, the Mystica.
AR. I'm also going Josh Allen. I think he's due for a bounce back game here. I paid up on the quarterback.
Guys are buttering up Andy today. Wow. That's what I came back to.
Well, I mean, Andy went MIA for an entire day.
So, just wouldn't text us after that game.
Yeah. I mean, I was about to send the cops over just to make sure.
I asked this on the code team we commissioned. I asked him about waivers. He goes, "I fucking hate football."
Yeah, it wasn't a great couple days in the Garganese household, but
yeah,
we're past it. We're past it.
We are past it. All right, Mike, running back. Your first, both your running backs.
Saying both.
Yeah, same both. Yeah. This is obviously dependent of Aaron Jones being out, but I have AJ Dillon at 5,900, and then the guy that I keep saying is my MVP, Kenneth Walker III, at 5,800.
Okay, Joe.
I went, so I did spend a little bit of money here, and I did take Saquon Barkley. I think he's going to have a big week against Arizona. And then I am taking Gus Edwards. I know I didn't get him in all my leagues, but I think he is the key backup to have at the beginning of the year. And obviously Dobbins went down already.
Yeah, you're the Gus guy. So
you are a Gus guy.
Andy.
I did not spend here, even though I did like the Saquon. I didn't spend on running backs. I thought there was some pretty good value. So I'm going Josh Kelly with Eckler being downgraded to doubtful. If he ends up playing, I might pull him. But Josh Kelly's 5,000 at Tennessee. And I'm staying with Jahmyr Gibbs, playing at home versus Seattle, and he's 6,300. But I got faith.
Yeah, I'm glad one of us went Kelly because I almost went Kelly, and then I pulled it back last second there. But I went Cam Akers going back to the well. 22 for 29 can't happen again. And then
22 for 30, baby. Here we
22
come.
for 30. 22 for 30 and a touchdown. That's what we're looking for. And then I went back with Jahmyr Gibbs as well, actually. I mean, he looks so explosive. So let's hope for better things.
I wanted to get him in my lineup so badly. I
I
tried
thought he was reasonable price
to
too,
get
at
him in. I couldn't
6,300.
do it.
So
Yes. It just when we go later into the lineup, you'll see why.
okay, let's start now. How about Mike?
Yeah,
Your
go
wide
for it.
receivers.
Nope, not now. But I went JA,
Oh,
so I'm spending up and I'm going Steph at
Mhm.
8,000. That connection, if you go JA at 7,900, you have to get his number one target, right? And then I went Mike Williams at 5,700. I think that with Eckler out, targets go his way more. And then I'm going with a guy who's coming back from a bad week 1 because he was injured. I'm going Scary Terry. 5,700, Terry McLaurin against the Broncos.
Okay, that's a good wild card one. I bet there's not going to be a lot of people picking him. So
no.
that's one of those guys. It is a good pick though for when you're going into those big leagues.
Pat
Joey.
Surtain though.
Yeah, but see, I like it for the value, Mike. I was debating it. I will say because of Surtain is the reason I didn't take it, but I don't hate the
Let me
play.
ask. I don't know this answer. Is Surtain, does he switch sides? Does he play the 1? Or is he going to be on Dotson half the time too?
I don't know the answer.
I don't know. I don't know if he's a left. I don't know if they go left
Okay.
right either. I didn't watch last week, so I don't know.
Okay.
All right. So like Rossi went Mike Williams, I went Keenan Allen and spent money a little bit more with him with Eckler out. I think he's going to get a lot of his targets. Then I went DJ Moore because I'm big on the quarterback wide receiver stack. Hopefully they have a bounce back and hopefully they go off against Tampa Bay. And then I believe in Zay Flowers after last week. He impressed me a lot with that game, and he had 10 targets from Lamar. Even though they were Lamar targets, he produced with them.
Yeah.
He did. He
Gonna have
did.
to trademark
And hopefully
that.
the Bengals come back and give him more than 3 points, so the Ravens have to pass the ball too.
Oh boy.
That's it.
All right, receivers. I went Steph. He just looks so good, and I have to have at least one Bill in every lineup. Then I got the Sun God. I got Amon-Ra St. Brown, and
spend.
I grabbed So I mean, 8,000 on Steph, 78 on Amon-Ra. So I'm up there, and then I saved a little bit because I got Puka for 49. So
Yeah.
looking
Okay, I
for a
saw
repeat
he
of-
popped up on the injury list.
Yeah,
today.
he's
Is that just questionable?
He's
or-
questionable. Yeah,
Okay.
so he might get the poll, but
All
we'll
right.
see.
So I'm going back to the well again with Jamar Chase. He can't be as bad as he was last week. I'm hoping that talent kind of prevails this week. I didn't go Steph Diggs, right? I spent it on Chase and I went Gabe Davis. That's my stack with Josh Allen.
I love all the Bills. Keith, I just
And he was only 5,800. Jamar Chase was 7,900. I think Steph Diggs was what, 8? I think he was
8,000.
8.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. And then I also went Debo. I think it could be a Debo week. It was Ayuk week 1. I think it could be a Debo week 2. All right.
I
Mike?
had him in my lineup before I tinkered. Like right before we went on, Debo was in my lineup.
Yeah, he was a good price at 5,600 too, I thought.
Yeah.
So Mike, who's your tight end?
Well, I mean, I guaranteed a touchdown from him this week, Doug. So I'm going Kyle Pitts, 4,200.
How much?
4,200.
42.
4,200 against the
Yeah,
Packers.
I thought, yeah.
Yeah, that's not bad. G Money.
I went Sammy Laporta, another rookie that impressed me a lot, and I think has going to get high targets again from their quarterback. He was 3,900, and I thought that was a good value.
And he's gonna make me shave my chest hair. Or wax my chest hair.
I didn't love any of the tight end matchups too much. So I actually this is where I saved my money. I went Adam Troutman. He's $3,000 going up against Washington D. He got the targets last week to make him viable. And for that money, if he sneaks in a touchdown, I'm loving that.
All right, we're thinking the same this week. I also went Troutman. Also,
Hey!
Dulcich is out. Dulcich is out this
Yep.
week, so
Yeah.
it's his show this week. I like it. And Mike, who's your flex?
All right. So I went Josh Reynolds, 3,700 against the Seahawks. And that's why I just couldn't get Gibbs in my lineup. I didn't want two pieces of the receiving on that. And I thought Josh Reynolds at 3,700, that's just value. So I didn't want to take him out.
Okay. The suspense, it didn't really meet what the
Yeah, it was a
No.
yeah, terrible ending.
No, not at all.
That was like the
Sorry,
ending of
guys.
Signs right there, you know? Fucking shit.
Yeah. Like, oh, there's a highway there? All right, Joe.
So I went who is one of my top trade targets, and I went Nico Collins in my flex. I think it's a good sweet matchup against the Colts.
Yeah, he had 14 points last week in PPR. I think he had 10 targets. So he's the number one guy there. He's a big part of it. Andy?
Oh yeah.
I meant The Village for the record, not Signs. I love Signs. The Village. Terrible ending.
Yeah, for some reason,
Uh,
but I was with you on
You
it.
got it. You got it. You knew it was because
You
said there's
did
a
get
highway,
it,
and I was
yeah.
like, He gets it. And I
Because
was
I
like,
actually
that's
like
not-
Signs as well. All right.
Yeah, great
Go on.
movie.
Yeah.
All right, moving
When
on.
you said that, I was like, I guess I don't remember Signs, like I don't remember Highway. I was like, I remember what Highway in the
Troutman,
Village.
Highway,
But yeah.
Doug and
Yeah,
I
hey
are
man.
just.
Yeah, we're clicking.
Um,
today.
Fucking disgusting. You guys need a
So-
room.
I flex. I went Ayuk. I told
Oh,
you
all right.
guys preseason.
Good flex.
I was an Ayuk guy. He's 5,800. I think that's relatively cheap for his upside. So Ayuk is my flex.
I didn't believe, and I believe after 1 week. He looked very impressive.
He's the best route runner there. I think he's probably the best pure receiver there. Not probably, he is.
Man, those are Andy's words, man. Stop it, please. Can we move on?
Okay.
I was so jealous. Usually it's you two having the connection, and Joe's
Settle down.
so jealous right now. Like
Stop
fucking Andy.
stepping in, Doug.
You guys are probably gonna make fun of my flex, but he was so damn cheap, and I spent elsewhere. I went Kadarius Toney. He had
God.
8 targets last week. I think they're just gonna try to make this guy work.
How-
And
How'd you get him in? Your hand didn't keep sliding off the mouse.
yeah, it was tough, man. It was a little slippery.
He's just dropping the mouse every time he takes
Yeah,
it. off.
like fuck, you won't let me do it.
I don't know what's happening.
I want Andy back.
Oh, Joe. All right. Yeah, he was only 4,600, so I figured, and again, in a big league, that's the kind of guy you take a flyer on because nobody wants him this week, right? So maybe he gets a touchdown. All right, Mike, defense.
I went shitty line versus Aiden Hutchinson. So Lions defense at 3,000 against the Seahawks.
All right, Joe.
My Bears defense for 2,800. I don't believe in Tampa Bay. I know they won last week, but I still don't believe
So-
in that roster.
Your DraftKings lineup makes it seem like that game's going to be 42-3.
Bears dominate. I'm taking the Bears in my bets this week. So
All right.
Cohesive.
I hope you're right about DJ Moore, man.
Me too.
So,
You know
I
what?
got a lot of
you know what?
shares.
Me too. I
Yeah.
actually do. I took the Falcons. I thought Jesse Bates kind of. I don't know. They just look good. Calais Campbell's there. I don't know. I thought they looked a little bit better, and we know that they don't like to play too up tempo offensively. So at the very least, maybe you don't get a lot of snaps, and they can keep the scores low, get a turnover, sack here or there.
Yeah. So I was thinking the same way. I just went with the other team. I went Packers because I thought
they
they
were a little
looked
more
good last
expensive.
week. They were 3,000. I don't know how much Atlanta was. But
Yeah,
2,800, right?
is that what you said?
29,
29? 29. Yeah. So again, that's the reason though, because I don't think there's going to be a lot of offensive snaps because Atlanta's just going to still try to run the hell out of the ball and kill the time. All right. Let's get to our stayaways. You guys have some stayaways for the week?
Mhm.
Let's Mike, what do you have?
I talked about it in the full episode, but I'm staying away from Geno Smith. Again, shitty line. Aiden Hutchinson, just not doing it. I'm staying away from Demont this week. And Geno Smith's 5,900. David Montgomery at 5,800. I think Jameer gets more and more involved, and that's a passing game. And then just one more stay away was Darren Waller for me, 5,500. It just there's a chance that he plays 3 plays, injures that hamstring, and out. I'm not taking that chance at 5,500 at tight end.
All right. Joe?
I'm staying away Burrow and Higgins. They got a matchup against Baltimore. I think they're still priced too high for how they looked on week one. And obviously I don't trust them after seeing what happened on week one. Other than that, I don't hate too much. Those are probably my two.
Those are your two biggest stayaways. Andy, who do you
Yeah.
have?
So I got two big ones, and I did one for every position. But my big two are I'm staying away from Garrett Wilson. Cowboys defense, we talked about it. They look very good, and Zach Wilson's now throwing the rock. So staying away with 7,500. It's not a skill thing with him. It's just 7,500 for that matchup's not great. And then Isaiah Pacheco for 5,700. I'm staying away. Clyde got the start. I know Isaiah out carried him. But you got better options. You got Algier for 55. You got Gus for 53. Brian Robinson's 52. Josh Kelly's 5,000. Kyron Williams 5,000. Like, you have options that are cheaper that I think are better. So those are the two I'm definitely staying away from. And then just to throw a quarterback and the tight end in there, I'm staying away from Dak. I like the Jets D. So I don't know if how they're gonna. I still think the Cowboys probably win that game because of Zach Wilson, but I don't know really how much Dak's going to put up fantasy wise. And I like Anthony Richardson's cheaper, Jared Goff's cheaper. I like Geno more, and he's cheaper. And then Kyle Pitts. So me and Mike are on different sides this week. But for 4,200, I would rather spend 200 more and get Kmet, or go a little bit cheaper and get Laporta for 3,900 or Troutman for 3,000. So I think there's better options, but I don't hate Dak or Pitts. It's really those first two matchups that I'm very, very much staying away from.
Yeah, we actually, I have Dak as well. One day with Mike, you're gonna die on that hill with Pitts, though, aren't you?
Die.
Yeah.
Die.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
so. I don't know. Me and Andy have this thing where we try to convince this. We have a league where we try to convince this one dude to draft Kyle Pitts like 3 rounds early.
Yeah.
Just be like, we do mock drafts and we always draft him early. And I did it so much that this year that I did it to myself. I fooled myself into loving him. So
Yeah.
we'll see.
He's
if it
your
works.
league winner.
You
Don't
tricked
forget, Mike. He is your league winner.
No, he's not.
He's just
I said he's a potential league winner when we were talking. I
My
didn't
God,
make him my
here we
league
go.
winner.
Here we go.
he tricked his brain into liking him. I like it. Yeah, so I have Dak as well. I don't, hate him, but I think it's going to be a similar game script as it was last week for them, because the Jets are not going to put up a lot of points, so he's not going to need to. And the price at 6,600 was too much. Pretty much all the guys on here, I don't hate them. It's their prices. Like Bijan, I have him on there, 7,900. Algier just got too many touches last week. I think 7,900 is too much for him.
Yeah,
I had
package is much better day too that they're playing.
Right. Yep. True. And then I have Garrett Wilson as well. You guys talked about that. And I had Waller as well. You guys also talked about that. And then for defense, I threw a defense in there. I just did the 49ers because I don't usually pick the number one D price wise on DraftKings. And I like the Cowboys more anyways, who are $100 less. So
Like it.
Mm-hmm.
Like
If
it.
I
Like
could
it.
choose,
Like it.
if I could choose any defense this week, how do you not take the Cowboys? Zach Wilson, the way they Cowboys
That
looked
poor
last
guy.
week.
He
Yeah.
gets his
Yeah.
chance. His first week back as a starter is Dallas defense. Like, no shot.
he's got
No,
Mike
he deserves
Parsons.
it.
He deserves it for that fucking Milano pick he threw. That was bad. It's real bad.
He tried. It's his no look. It worked for him earlier in the game and did not work on that one.
Yeah, bad. Very bad.
All right. Good insight, boys. We're going to call it here. So for Mike, Joey G Money, Andrew, I'm Doug. We'll see you guys next time.
Good luck, guys.